Nobody warns you that growing up feels like being scammed. You spend your teens and early 20s believing that one day you'll wake up and finally feel like a real adult. Confident, grounded, certain about who you are and where you're going. Then your late 20s show up and you realize you're still the same confused kid, just with bills, emails and responsibilities you don't feel ready for. You're pretending you have it together while secretly Googling how to be an adult at 2 in the morning. Here's the truth no one tells you. Life doesn't suddenly click. There is no magical age where anxiety disappears and confidence downloads into your brain like a software update. You don't wake up one day with all the answers, you just get better at functioning without them. Everyone around you looks like they cracked some secret code. Your friends are getting engaged, promoted, moving into nicer apartments, hitting milestones you didn't even know you were supposed to hit. And quietly, you start wondering if you missed something, if you fell behind a schedule you were never given. But here's what you don't see. They're improvising too. That confident coworker Googled how to negotiate their salary 5 minutes before the meeting. That friend who looks calm has panic moments you never see. That couple with the perfect photos argued about something small and stupid last night. Improvising isn't failure, it's adulthood. Then comes comparison. You scroll through promotions, engagements, career updates, and travel photos. You compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You look at their big wins and forget that you don't see their quiet doubts, their private breakdowns, or their late night spirals. Suddenly, your normal life feels slow. It feels unimpressive. It feels like you're losing a race you didn't even agree to run. But your life is not a race, your career is not a ladder. It's messy, it's sideways. Sometimes you move forward, sometimes you step back. Sometimes you start over completely. Starting over is not failure, it's courage. It's choosing to be honest about what isn't working instead of staying stuck just to look successful. Instead of asking, why am I so far behind? Ask, what kind of life do I actually want to wake up to? Not what looks impressive online, not what earns applause, what feels calm, what feels livable, what feels like you. There's also an exhaustion no one warns you about. You don't feel older, you just feel tired. Not physically tired, existentially tired. Tired of choosing, tired of deciding what version of yourself to show at work, with family, with friends. Tired of carrying expectations, your own and everyone else's. Tired of trying to become a version of yourself you imagined years ago. Your brain gets tired from constant decisions, what to prioritize, what to care about, what to ignore, when to push yourself, when to rest. Sometimes you're not lazy, you're overloaded. The hardest part of growing up isn't responsibility. It's grieving the person you thought you'd be by now, the version of you who was supposed to be more confident, more stable, more emotionally sorted out. Letting go of that imagined future hurts in a quiet way no one really talks about. Social media makes this heavier. You compare your messy, unfiltered life to everyone else's edited moments. You don't see the anxiety behind the travel photos. You don't see the arguments behind the perfect relationship posts. You don't see the debt, the doubt, the burnout behind the career wins. Social media is a trailer, not the full movie. Your real life will always look messier than someone else's highlights. That doesn't mean you're doing worse. It means you're seeing reality instead of marketing. Friendships change too. In your early years, you could talk for hours without planning. Now, scheduling a coffee feels like organizing a meeting with 5 calendars involved. Your circle gets smaller, not because you stopped caring, but because life got heavier for everyone at the same time. Real adult friendships aren't about constant contact, they're about understanding the silence. They're about being able to disappear into your own life and still feel close when you come back. They're about knowing someone still cares, even when weeks pass without a single message. Some friendships are meant to last forever. Some are meant to shape you for a chapter. Outgrowing people doesn't mean the connection was fake. It means it did its job. There's also an invisible timeline we think we're supposed to follow. By this age, you should know your purpose. By this age, you should be financially stable. By this age, you should have your life together. But who wrote that timeline? Who decided when things are supposed to happen? Different people start with different resources, different support systems, different obstacles. Some people get head starts. Some people start from the back. Some people have to stop and carry weight most people never see. You are not late. You are responding to your reality. And that's not weakness, that's strength. Time passes quietly too. One day, you'll do something for the last time without realizing it. Your last spontaneous road trip. Your last night out without checking the time. Your last moment of believing the future is simple. The grief doesn't come from big endings. It comes from small reminders of who you used to be. But time passing isn't a punishment. It's proof that you're still here. It's proof that you're still moving. It's proof that your life is actually happening. Life isn't a straight path. It's more like a choose-your-own-adventure book with missing pages. Sometimes you're the hero. Sometimes you're the comic relief. Sometimes you're the character making bad decisions that somehow move the story forward. There is no universal timeline. There is no finish line where everything suddenly makes sense. There is only your path, unfolding one imperfect step at a time. Your struggles weren't wasted. The confusion you went through made you more empathetic. The mistakes you made you more self-aware. The moments you felt lost taught you how to recognize others when they're lost too. Your cracks aren't flaws, they're what make you human. And human is what people trust. Getting older doesn't just mean more bills and responsibilities. It also means learning that rest isn't laziness. Boundaries aren't selfish. Healing isn't becoming someone new. It's remembering who you were before you learned to shrink yourself just to fit in. You can miss your past and still be hopeful about your future. You can feel grateful and disappointed at the same time. Both can be true. That doesn't mean you're confused. It means you're complex. If you're listening to this late at night, feeling behind, feeling like everyone else figured something out that you didn't, you're not late. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're becoming. And becoming isn't pretty. It looks like crying in your car and still showing up the next day. It looks like cancelling plans because you're tired without explaining yourself. It looks like eating the same meal 3 days in a row because that's what you can handle. Sometimes progress is one small task, sometimes it's just staying here. That still counts. You are not behind some invisible schedule. You're on your own path. And even on the days it doesn't feel like it, you're doing better than you think. You're not supposed to have life figured out by now. You're supposed to be learning which questions matter, which battles are worth fighting, and who you want to become, not who you think you're supposed to be. You're allowed to take your time.